just a quick video on USDCHF, the trade at the moment. So I'm just going to delete these quickly for you. I've got a couple of entries on this at the moment, so that's what those positions were, but that certainly wasn't, not looking at a stop loss above this. I'll just re-enter the trade at this level if we kind of break above this, which it looks like we might do. So I'll tell you exactly what I'm looking at, and we'll go down in the higher time frame and we'll do the higher time frame analysis. Obviously market structure on the daily has been bullish for quite some time. We came to the top here, and we've been working in this level now for quite some time, so this is on the weekly, and price hasn't been able to break above it. So you can see like the daily weekly range top here, and price is also tapping into this area of liquidity up here. So in terms of the market structure that we're looking at the moment, okay, we've got a few different things. So we've kind of had like a head and shoulders appear here, which is at the top of this uptrend. So we've had like this left shoulder, this kind of head, and this right shoulder here, and it's tried to break above this range quite a few times, but it's not been able to do so. So after that, you only get one way, and that way has been down. So what we saw is just going to delete these because we're taking the charts up a little bit. We saw break to the downside, big break to the downside of the 4 hour. We're kind of looking at this level as this is one of the key levels that I've marked out. We've also got kind of like this level here, which is quite a key level, I guess, which is probably why price is struggling to break through it a little bit today. And yeah, we've got like this key level up here. Price is broken below it. We've had then a correction up to this level here, and then price has broken through that correction and it's headed to the downside to really where I think the next important level of market structure is, and that's here. So price is now, it's gone down, it's tapped it, sellers have stepped out the market, and we've seen this uptrend. Now what we're seeing here is this uptrend. We've got lovely little head and shoulders at the top of the uptrend. So left shoulder, hourly, right shoulder. We'll put this as a 4 hour key level, which is, I know some people have managed to get in. I like to wait for a little bit more confirmation before that. And now what we're seeing is a retest of this head and shoulders. Now we'll go to the 4 hour on this quickly, because as I say, it's important to take all time frames into consideration when we're looking at trades. You can't really see the head and shoulders so much here, which would indicate to me we might not go as far as you think, but we'll see. We're getting a retest of this key level here on the 4 hour. At the moment, buyers and sellers are in the middle of a big fight. We've broken to the downside. Buyers are trying to push it up at this level, and sellers are trying to take control at this level. But we're getting a nice retest. We've got a lovely wick here at this level. Cool. Got a lovely wick at this level, and price is now kind of like getting squeezed and forming this pennant. Every time we come down, we tap this level, buyers are pushing it up. Every time we get to this level, sellers are pushing it down. So now we're just kind of in a little bit of a fight to see who is going to get, who's going to win it. So you can look at, in terms of this trade, right, you can look at a couple of things for it. So I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with my strategy. My strategy is I like to be in at the start of a reversal. and then I like to be out. So, for example, I don't really trade with the trend essentially. You know, like these movements on the up or up. I don't really trade with the trend when we're going up too much. I like to wait for a pullback and then get in on the consolidation and then get the continuation trade. I like to trade reversal patterns, and I like to be in at the start of the reversal patterns. So, you know, here we have obviously this trend. We've got the trend line breakout. We've got this key level, and we're retesting this key level just for areas of added confluence. So, for example, I would potentially, you know, if we saw this trend line break, as I say, I'm writing an ebook on this at the moment. You've got a few different entries here. Won't take too long on the subject. So we've got like obviously this 4-hour key level here, and we've also got this left shoulder liquidity here. So you've got a really good opportunity for a trade or for an entry here, which is there. And you can put your stop loss in a couple of different places, above the head, for example, above that area of liquidity. I mean, it's really depends on what you're comfortable with. I haven't managed to get in at that point, so I'm getting in on the neckline. So my position is I'm getting in on the test of the neckline, and then we kind of, you know, you've got a few different take profit targets really. You've got a few different take profit targets here. So we're getting in on the neckline, and we're just looking at that. Really, that's a 4-hourly trade. That trade is really taken on the hourly, and the entries on the 4-hour. What we're looking for is we're making sure on the 4-hour that this candle is not going to close above this candle here, because if on the 4-hour this candle closes above this candle, we're going to get a continuation. It means the price is not going to be able to reverse. Your next potential entry level is going to be here, but if that level gets rejected, then you'll then get a continuation of the uptrend. We're not seeing that at the moment, which is good. Managed to get, as I say, I've taken a few different entries on this. So I've took one here. I took it actually on this wick, on this candle wick here, and I think it's an 8 pip stop. Well, it's roughly about an 8 pip stop loss, 7.5 stop loss or something. And then I also added to this trade when I was just waiting, because obviously this is during an uptrend, so you know it's not recommended that you do take a trade at that point. And then I've also taken an entry at this level here with my stop just above this previous level here. So these are my 2 entries in terms of the trade itself. And really, I've got 2 entries. One, because I don't really want to be adding entries. I don't want to be adding entries on the way down. You know, with my strategy, I struggle to get entries lower down. For example, you know, we've got another potential entry here. This is obviously a key level to the market structure. This is a key level to the market structure here. So you could be looking at that, but I often find that these second positions have a funny way of getting wiped out, and also as well, you're probably going to have to place your stop up here in terms of this entry. So like you'll probably get 5 to 1, and that's if obviously price does manage to make its way. If price does manage to make its way to the bottom, but we don't know, do we? We don't know if that's going to happen yet. So yeah, as I say, they're the entry systems. I mean, you could even, like, as I say earlier, you could be entering around this area. You know, you could enter here, place your stop 15 pips above there. I mean, you've got loads of options in terms of this entry. It's not like a case of, okay, I've missed this level here. You've still got another entry here which can provide you with a really nice 6R, you know. So if you're risking 1%, you're looking at getting 6% back. I've just managed to get in at at this lovely point up there. So I've managed to increase my risk by quite a lot. In terms of take profits, now I think this is going to make the full move, and I also think it's probably going to go further. To be honest, if we look at the market structure that we've got at the moment, obviously, as I say, this strategy works on all time frames pretty much. It's just a trendline breakout strategy. It's pretty simple. It works on lower time frames. It works on higher time frames. It works on all time frames. But if we look here, really, this is the first level of market structure that we're going to look to take out. But this is going to be like around this kind of area here. So around, yeah, this level is going to be the second level of market structure, and also then we've got an area of liquidity here, which is going to be quite key. So we'll find when price comes down and taps that, we'll probably see a lot of buying step in. We'll see a lot of buyers, or we'll see a lot of sellers step out of the market. So, I mean, if managing to get in at this level here, realistically, you could be looking to target this area of liquidity. In terms of myself, I don't really need to. Yeah, in terms of me, I don't really need to. I'm just looking to be in and out of the market. So probably leave here just in case, or you can trail stops, or you can do whatever you want. But yeah, this is definitely going to be the next area where we see the next area of market structure. So these could be your targets on the higher time frame, if you're getting in on that 6R trade that I mentioned. So I'll just go back so you guys can have a look. What you could be looking at now is for the trade is you could be looking at, say you've got the short position here, you're looking to maybe place above there or place above there. We'll just go above there for the example of the trade. We'll have to make this a little bit bigger, and we're looking to go all the way down to these kind of areas. So it's going to be around this area here where we should see a reaction here. If price manages to break through here, then we will see an area around this bit of liquidity. So where we can see the bottom of these wicks, we're kind of, that's where we're going to be looking. What I think price does is you kind of take an average, so you're going to be looking at this area, around this area here, where you'll probably see the first amount of sales. Then you're going to be looking at this area of liquidity, and then finally we're going to be looking at this area of liquidity here, and that's where you'd be looking if you're going to be taking this trade today in terms of like a really long-term swing. And then you're just going to be looking there. I mean, you can go all the way to the bottom, but price can reverse at any point. We might see it go all the way to the bottom there, who knows, but it's best just to be in and out of the market and then look to trade the kind of next area of market structure. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of take profits. In terms of my particular trade and take profits, it works in exactly the same way. We've got this trend line on the 15 minute. We've got this trend line here on the 15 minute. You can be looking to get out at different areas of liquidity. So, for example, we could be looking to get out here for a 6R. You could be looking out to get here, or to get out here at a 9R. Also, this is going to be a key area of liquidity around this area, so 11R. Or you could just be trying to take it all the way to the bottom of where the market structure is, which will be a 21R. Or you can continue to go to the next leg of liquidity, which would be quite a big trade, or an extremely big trade, and there you would be looking at 45R. for this particular trade. It's not unheard of. Great British Pound CAD, and this has smashed way past where I thought it would. I called this trade, which is a 37R, last month, and look, it's still just going to the top. So, you know, it's not unheard of to be able to get these 45Rs. So definitely don't sleep on this entry, but it's really what you can handle psychologically. I'm always good at, on the way down, I just feel like it's safer to get out of the second leg. On the way up, I feel it's safer to get out on the first leg, and then you can always just wait for the reversal. You don't need to just chase the market. You've already got a lovely trade. But anyway, I've got these two positions here that I've managed to get in on. We've now had a break of like this kind of really weird consolidation as well, so hopefully the price can break through this level here, and then once it does, I'll put my take profit or my stop losses to break even, and I'll hold the trade for as long as I possibly can. So that, yeah, that's USDCHF. Also giving you a little bit of educational content on where you can enter the trade, where you can put your stop losses, where you can put your take profit targets. We've looked at market structure as well, and this is all just off the basis of trading a head and shoulders pattern. So, you know, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and it'll be good to see how this plays out. Obviously, following my last video on German 30 last week, we can see here, this was the trade that I set up. Maybe there was an entry here, you got stopped out, but who would have given a shit, because you would have just managed to take an 8R off this trade. If you did take the trade at this level and the entry at this level, you would have been stopped out. Would have resulted in being a 7R if you'd have managed to catch this one as well. And also look how price has managed to consolidate lovely along this line. You know, we've come down, price has tapped it, and there's also a lovely second entry there, and maybe you would have held for the 23 psychological number that I mentioned, and you'd be looking at a 27R trade, you know. But anyway, this is USDCHF. Hopefully this one plays out just how some of the other ones have, and it'll be the only trade needed this week.